Today, I want to talk about fear. I personally believe that fear is a choice, and I will explain why I feel like fear is a choice. If you ever consider the fact that some people choose to deal with fear around a certain situation differently than other people deal with it, then you can pretty much see that fear is a choice. For instance, if I choose to be afraid of spiders as opposed to somebody who loves them or keeps one for a pet, then that is ultimately a choice. Now, you may have made this choice in another lifetime, or the influence for you to make this choice may have come from the past, but ultimately, we choose what we fear. So, when we recognize our fears, and we question our fears and we decide to change our stories around those fears, then we have made the choice to no longer fear in a particular situation or around a certain thing. So another view that I have about fear is that a lot of the times we fear. So I know personally that the discomfort of fear, I'm always thinking about, if this happened, I don't want to feel like this. And usually it's a fearful emotion. So even nervousness is rooted in fear. All of our so called negative emotions are rooted in fear. So when we are repulsed, or we have an aversion to a fear or a negative emotion, is because we don't want to feel what the emotion has to offer. But I challenge you to, the next time you feel a negative emotion, to stop and take a moment to observe what that emotion is trying to tell you that you're holding inside, as opposed to rejecting the feeling or being afraid of feeling the feeling. So I'm sure if you've been on this spiritual journey long enough, that you have come across people that will tell you to embrace your shadow or negative emotions or traits or whatever. So when you embrace what you don't necessarily jump or look forward to feeling, then we can discover what that emotion is trying to tell us. So for me, when I did my self inquiry around fear, I discovered that fear is not encouraging me to be afraid of the thing that is showing me that I have an issue around. It's simply showing me that there's something here that you need to pay attention to. And I am bringing your awareness, I am alerting you to this thing that you need to pay attention to. So when we feel what we call fear, instead of jumping to what we typically feel fear to be, we can use it as a signal. Okay, this must be something I need to pay attention to. It's not something that I need to fight against or pull away from, or resist even. This is something that I need to go towards and really look into and decide whether or not what this what fear is pointing out to me is something that is helping me. And usually, if we're resisting it, it definitely is not. To look into where this fear around this thing is coming from and really take it into consideration and make a conscious effort to change what's not working. Change the story, change the belief. Even if you don't believe it right away, you can change the story so that you can start to repetitively tell yourself, when fear comes up, this is my new story and this is what I choose to believe, because beliefs are choices. Fear is a choice, but fear is also just a sign to tell you, hey, look at this. Hey, you have something going on inside that you need to pay attention to and possibly change that I'm showing you right now. So if we embrace fear as our friend, a companion on this earthly journey that is showing us what it is that is out of alignment for us, as far as what our spirits came here to experience and want for us to gain in this lifetime, then you will have a very different relationship with fear. So ultimately, my call to you is to see how you can change how you receive fear, because it's not here for us. It's not the boogeyman. It's not here to torture us or make us even more afraid to feel. It is here to assist us and reveal to us what may be within us from lifetimes ago that we need to address. So if we stop pushing fear away and look at what it is it's here to show us and reveal to us, we can make fear our friend and a useful emotion to have. So I just want you to consider that and let me know in the comments if this made sense to you. I'm simply sharing what has been revealed to me from my own personal experience. And, you know, it may or may not make sense to everybody, but if you took something away from this, or you have a different perspective on fear, or the same thing has come to your consciousness, then let me know below how it's, how this is played out for you, embracing fear or whatnot. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you stick around by subscribing. That's all I have for today. I appreciate you showing up. I appreciate you doing the work. I appreciate you hearing me. If this video was helpful for you, I think you'll also enjoy this one. See you there.